So something happened this week that genuinely stopped me in my tracks. I came across a video on my feed which of something which looked like a giant robot straight out of Gundam or the Pacific Rim, walking around, smashing through a wall, and even transforming from 2 legs to 4 legs. And I thought this has to be CGI, this has to be a concept render, this can't be real. But it was, and it is for sale, and it dropped this week. This is the Unitree GD01, the world's first production-ready manned mecha robot. And in today's video, we're going to break down exactly what it is, who made it, what it costs, and what it means for the future of technology. So let's get into it. Let me share my screen here and show you the actual machine. So this is the robot unveiled this week, Unitree GD01. So off the bat here, firstly, what I'll say is, in my opinion, this could be the future. If this technology improves and they continue, this, off the bat, I believe it could be the future of two main things. Number one, emergency services. So saving humans. Say, for example, there's a fire in a building, a tall building where humans can't reach, and now as you see people, an unfortunate fire in Grenfell Tower, for example, in the UK, Grenfell Tower. The emergency services can't really reach the higher floors of the tall tower blocks, for example, if there's a fire. So this could help if this technology improves and it has a grip, could easily climb a side of a building and save a family of kids and save a lot of lives. And on the other side, in terms of future wars, I believe as a lot of countries now use drones, robotics is going to play a big part in wars in the future, in terms of not having people die anymore and countries fighting each other with robots. So sending robots to each other to the battlefield and fighting each other with drones and robots and etc. And this could be the future. And if this technology continues at this pace, it definitely will. Let's get into the GD01 and its background here. The GD01 was unveiled on the 13th of May by Unitree Robotics, a company based in Hangzhou, China. At first glance, it generally looks like something off a film set. It stands approximately 2.8 meters tall. That's taller than most garage doors, and weighs around 500 kilograms with a pilot, as you can see here on board. What makes it genuinely remarkable isn't just the size, it's the versatility. The GD01 can walk in a fully upright humanoid stance on 2 legs, but it can also reconfigure its chassis and drop down into a 4-legged mode, more like a mechanical horse or a large animal. As you can see here, it's strolling around like a lion, which gives it much better stability on a rough or uneven terrain. There's an open cockpit in the torso where a human pilot sits and operates the machine directly. Promotional footage here shows it walking, punching through a wall of cinder blocks and smoothly transitioning between its two locomotion modes. Unitree is calling it the world's first production-ready manned transformable mecha. And the last word matters. This isn't a one-off prototype locked in a lab, they're actually selling it. To understand why this matters, it helps to know a little about the company Unitree itself. The company started out making quadruped robot dogs, the kind you may have seen going viral online over the past few years, doing backflips, walking around construction sites. They became the dominant player in that market, eventually controlling around 70% of global quadruped robot sales. From there, they moved into humanoid robots. In 2025, Unitree shipped more than 5,500 humanoid robots, more than any other company on the planet, including Tesla. Their robots even performed at China's Spring Festival Gala, one of the most watched television events in the world. What Unitree has consistently done and makes them so disruptive, is build advanced robots faster, cheaper, and at greater scale than Western competitors. Their entry-level humanoid robot, the R1, starts at around $6,000. Boston Dynamics, by comparison, is aimed at enterprise clients with budgets to match. The GD01 is the most dramatic expression yet of that ambition. Now, the price. The GD01 starts at 3.9 million yuan, which works out to roughly 650,000 US dollars. That's not cheap, but what it is, it's perhaps not as shocking as you might expect. Unitree has positioned the GD01 for what they call high value markets. Think industrial operations, places where the environment is too dangerous or too unpredictable for conventional vehicles or smaller robots. And as I said, emergency rescue, hazardous inspection work, environments where wheeled machines can't go and human workers shouldn't. Burning buildings, hazardous waste places, they can send these robots anywhere. So the futures is the potential is huge. Or humans shouldn't. Yeah? Analysts have pointed to potential uses in cultural tourism as well, theme parks, and the film industry, where the visual spectacle of a piloted mecha would be obvious. Whether it makes practical sense in all of these contexts remains to be tested, but the fact that it exists as a real purchasable product itself is a milestone. That it does exist. The GD01 doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's the most eye-catching product to emerge from what is generally a robotics boom in China. According to research firm Omdia, Chinese companies accounted for nearly 90% of global humanoid robot sales in 2025. As of April this year, China had 960 humanoid robot related companies, with patent applications in the sector up 90% year on year. Developing humanoid robots was listed as a priority in China's latest 5-year plan. So this isn't just industry activity, it's a national strategic focus. What China has that's difficult for Western manufacturers to quickly replicate is a mature, dense supply chain, high performance motors, batteries, carbon fiber materials, all of this readily available domestically, allowing companies like Unitree to iterate faster and keep costs lower. By comparison, US companies like Tesla, Figure AI, and Agility Robotics each shipped around 150 units in 2025. Unitree shipped 5,500. The gap is enormous. Now, it would be irresponsible to present all of this without some honest caveats. The GD01 is a first generation product, and Unitree has acknowledged that openly. There are real open questions: battery life, how long can it operate before needing a charge, pilot comfort over extended use. Obviously, you're sitting inside this machine that's moving around and wobbling and maybe going on all fours. So the comfort of the person actually riding or controlling this could be an issue as well. Maintenance complexity, and most importantly, reliability in real unpredictable environments that no demo video can fully simulate. So obviously in the real world, anything can happen. You might think, oh, this building or this fire is burning or this room is fire, but all of a sudden that fire can just explode or expand. So anything can happen. So obviously it hasn't really been tested yet. There are also security concerns. A previous Unitree robot, the G01, was found to have an undocumented remote access vulnerability. This is huge. that could allow third parties to take control of the machine. For a 500 kilogram piloted robot, those kind of security gaps carry serious implications. So imagine you're a company that buys this machine, and if there's a security gap like that, so a third party can just hack into your control, it could be dangerous. And then there's a simple question of whether the use cases Unitree is pitching will actually play out in practice. Industrial adoption of an advanced robotics has historically been slower than the demos suggest. So we know this, obviously. Companies have brought things out in the past where obviously hasn't been adopted, and it has been slow. So extraordinary proof of concept, absolutely. A mature field-ready product, that's still to be determined. What the Unitree does represent more than anything is a moment, a marker in time, something that belonged entirely to the realm of imagination became something you can actually order for just under $650,000 for a company that can afford that. So the company itself said it's the first generation with a lot of room for imagination, and honestly, the framing feels right. This is the beginning of something, not the end of it. Now, I believe the future is bright for robotics. I believe they'll iterate, they'll change, they'll develop, and from what I can see from this video, this is huge, as a first step, as a first generation. And if it is ready to sell, even companies can, if they give warranties, and companies can test and do things. And from what you can see, just walking around, smashing this wall, it can do a lot of things already. So imagine when AI improves, when the robotics improve, this can save a lot of lives. And as I said to you, the use cases in terms of wars and conflicts in the world, and it could be huge for human lives, and it could be huge for emergency services. So future's bright. Well done to Unitree here, and we hope to see more. So thank you for watching. If you want to see more of these kind of videos, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Enjoy.